Do you love living in small towns? If so, stay tuned. I'm going to go over 2 great towns in southwestern Indiana that are great small town living. Hi, I'm Carrie Henshaw with Key Associates Signature Realty, and I love doing videos of work, living, and playing here in southern Indiana. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you tap that subscribe button. We love doing videos all the time and wouldn't want you to miss out. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Helps me get great feedback for future videos and this one as well. So stay tuned. We're going to go over 2 great comparisons of small town Indiana here in southwestern Indiana. Another town comparison today. I love doing these videos. It always helps people make decisions on where to move when they're relocating to the area. But today I'm going to go over Jasper, Indiana versus Santa Claus, Indiana. 2 great towns. Not going to say one's better than the other, just going to really tell you the differences of what the towns offer for people relocating to the area. So Jasper, Indiana is a town roughly of about 15,000 people, definitely rural for southern Indiana. And I'm going to compare it to Santa Claus, Indiana, which is a little smaller. It's about 2,500 people in population, a smaller town that has its pluses and minuses compared to Jasper. And I'm going to kind of get into different areas to compare. We're going to talk about schools. We're going to talk about jobs and commuting. I'm also going to talk about just the parks and just the lifestyle living of both of these areas. And the most important part that I love, maybe not what you're looking for, but the real estate, what the differences are between the 2 locations. So stay tuned and I'll get into the details of each location. Real estate, my favorite topic. Obviously, real estate agent, we love to talk about houses. So I will not dwell too much on this, but I am going to try to give you the differences between these towns because you wouldn't look at it from the outside and think these towns are a lot alike or a lot of different. They're just different, and I'm going to try to explain that. Jasper's average price for the homes that sold past year was roughly about $223,000. If you come to Santa Claus our past year, we were roughly at about $230,000. So our average price is higher in Santa Claus. The biggest difference that I feel that brings those averages to a little bit different is Jasper has a lot more to offer in ranges. And they have older homes. They are an older community. Santa Claus is a newer community, so when you go to Jasper, you can have homes that were built in the 1800s all the way to today. So you got a lot of variety of homes in all different price ranges. When you come to Santa Claus, there's country homes that were built earlier, but most of the development did not start until the 60s. So our homes are newer, and so our variety is much different. You're not going to come here and find that cute little bungalow home built in the 1920s. It won't happen. So you have a variety that is very much different, but also brings a bigger range. So let's talk about Jasper. Jasper's range, when you look at last year's sales, was roughly $30,000 to $1.2 million. That is a huge range, mainly because you do have a lot of those older homes that give that lower price point entry in for like a first-time home buyer. And they have tons of executive homes, which brings that $1.2 million. You will find a variety of those kind of homes, between that $700,000 to $1.2 million. So definitely why you see a big average there because of the big range. Santa Claus, on the other hand, range is a little tighter. So let's talk about what our range was last year. Our range roughly was about $95,000 to $950,000. So we are a little, tighter in our range than Jasper, and that's probably why our average home price is higher than Jasper. So I dug a little deeper, kind of wanted to give people a little bit more detail. So I went and looked at all homes just to give an idea of what is that average per square foot with all homes. So this is even the lower homes all the way to the high-end homes. In Santa Claus, it's $126 per square foot right now if you look at the past solds last year. If you look at Jasper, it's $115. So we're both fairly close, but Santa Claus is a little higher in regards to dollar per square foot in general when you're looking at the homes in this area. So hopefully that helps you when you're evaluating your price comparisons. The biggest difference I can bring up that may be different besides the values and where it would be more expensive for Jasper is building. One thing that we have an advantage here in Santa Claus is we have tons of lots. It was probably a negative back in the day when we had all these lots when the development was built, that they did not require people to build on them. So a lot of people will sell lots cheaper here to get out of their lot association fees and all that's costly for them to hold on when they're not building. So with that said, if you're going to build a home, you could probably get a lot that's decent here in Santa Claus, $3,000 all the way up to, 10 or 15 if you're on the lake. Obviously it's going to be in that, 70,000 range. It's a lot higher compared to if you go to Jasper, you're talking $20,000 to $50,000 per lot. So you're immediately going to raise almost $20,000 more probably if you're building a home in Jasper compared to Santa Claus. So that is one advantage from a price perspective of looking at Santa Claus versus Jasper if you want to get in new construction. Schools, which everybody wonders when they're moving to an area, even if you have kids or no kids, because obviously good schools bring great property values. And for both of these locations, Jasper and the Santa Claus area, both have terrific schools. Both are 4-star schools. I really can't get into a whole lot of negatives here between the two. They're both great locations for bringing people in and having great schools for the families to attend. So what I am going to get into a little bit, just so you kind of understand the differences, because there are some differences. Jasper's school system is roughly about 3,200 students is the people that attend their schools. We are talking about the Greater Jasper School District, has about 6 schools that are involved in that district. If you talk about specifically, let's talk about the high school, you're talking about 20 students to 1 teacher. So the school system is a little bigger, which I'll get into the Santa Claus area as well. But the biggest difference is they have great schools, they have great amenities, their campus has state-of-the-art facilities, just a very, very good school from not only the education, but also from the sports perspective. They just have a lot of great things to offer the students from an academic as well as a sports support system in regards to their facilities and what they offer. The Santa Claus area, the biggest difference, probably what I'm going to comment here compared to Jasper, is we do have less students. Our students are roughly around 2,000 people that attend. We are talking more like 15 students to 1 teacher. So if you want smaller classroom sizes, I would say North Spencer, which is what this district is, would offer probably a little bit better situation if you want that smaller classroom situation for your children. Another thing to comment on North Spencer is they do have 6 schools that do involve in the North Spencer district, which is what Santa Claus is in. Mainly for Santa Claus, because Jasper, obviously, we're talking is bigger and has more schools feeding in when we talk about Jasper. The elementary schools specifically, if you are going to move to Santa Claus, will be Nancy Hanks or Lincoln Trail. So of the 2 of the 6 schools, that's who you would attend if you were moving here. Mainly in Christmas Lake, it would be Lincoln Trail, and in Holiday Village, it would be Nancy Hanks. But in regards to the facilities, I would have to say Jasper probably has maybe a little bit more to offer in regards to the facilities than the North Spencer School District, but not too far off. I mean, they're both very good schools academically, both very good, sports complexes, and have a lot to offer the kids. So the biggest difference, if I had to say, between the 2 school systems is maybe the facilities and the classroom sizes. So if you're looking, like I said, for a smaller classroom size, you're probably going to pick maybe the North Spencer and Santa Claus. If you're looking at facilities, I'd say probably Jasper has more facility options than North Spencer. But in general, you can't go wrong in either school location. They're both terrific schools. Outdoor living. Let's talk about that with both of these locations. Both have great facilities and amenities when it comes to this. They're just a little different. Jasper is what I would call more your typical town parks. One thing that is very unique to Jasper is they have the Jasper Parklands. It was an old private golf course that was now taken over by the town and converted to tons of walking trails. I think it's like 75 acres. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but just a lot of great natural area to go and enjoy the outdoors. Another great park in Jasper is the Jasper Riverwalk. If you go near the river where they're redeveloping the river center, great park, a great place to go out and enjoy some of that beauty of the natural Patoka River there and just the outdoors. They also have just a few great parks that are throughout the town, your typical playground, that kind of thing, that are great to enjoy as well, depending on where you live in Jasper. They do have a sports complex that's on, I think, around Division Road area, if I remember correctly. They, for your softball, soccer, all that good stuff. So it's a huge complex for the youth. Santa Claus, on the other hand, a little different. I would say our community actually was built around the outdoors. We have 3 lakes. Honestly, there's no better place to be in the summer than Santa Claus, Indiana. We have 3 lakes. One is 217 acres, which is Christmas Lake. It actually allows you have horsepower boats if you love skiing and tubing and all that, or just relaxing on the lake. We also have Lake Noel and Lake Holly, which is 34 acres and 24 acres. They are basically what I call quiet water lakes, trolling motors, fishing, that kind of thing, just kayaking, get out there and enjoy it. So if you are a boater or a fisherman or anything like that, the Christmas Lake area is just fabulous in the summer to enjoy the lakes, to get out there and exercise, or just personal enjoyment of fishing or whatever it may be. That's probably one thing that is different and a little bit unique to Santa Claus versus Jasper. Like I said, I feel like the community was built around, that outdoor living, especially in the summer. If you don't live in Christmas Lake, because you can live in Holiday Village in Santa Claus as well, they have obviously a community center with a pool, and so you do have that area, as well as Yellick Park, which is kind of our sports complex compared to, if you look at Jasper, that's where all our softball, soccer is, has walking trails and also a great playground. That is actually located more near the Holiday Village area. So, that's kind of the perk that they have over the Christmas Lake area. Christmas Lake does have 2 parks as well, and the recreation center, which is kind of the beach area. So, there's parks within that versus just the lakes. Another great thing that I wanted to point out about living in Santa Claus is if you love outdoor living, not only do they have walking trails that go throughout the town once you get out Christmas Lake, but we also have Lincoln State Park and Lincoln National Park, like literally 5 minutes down the road. So if you love just going out and running or hiking or walking, there's all kinds of trails. And I do have a video on that if you'd like to know more information on that. But just wonderful to have that access so close by in regards to those amenities. So both great locations, a little different in the park environment just because they're set up a little different. To me, Santa Claus is more set up for that outdoor living compared to Jasper, which has great outdoor living, but it's set up more what I'd call like town parks would be. So just a little different, but both great. Jobs. So this is where Jasper beats Santa Claus. We're very much different communities set up here. To me, Santa Claus is more of a commuter community. We do not have tons of jobs in our area. The biggest thing that we probably have here is we do have Kimball. That is down the road. There is a plant there. And we have Holiday World, which is obviously, we have a lot of service industry jobs here in the Santa Claus area if you were going to try to be employed in the town itself. In general, most of the people that live in Santa Claus, I would say, are commuters. So we are a commuter town compared to Jasper. Jasper, on the other hand, is very strong with employment and a lot of great companies that are headquartered out of the Jasper area. You got Kimball, you have Jasper Engines, you have Master Brand, and I mean, I could go on and on. There's just tons of companies there. I think they say that, 15,000 live there, but 25,000 commute in to Jasper during the day's working hours. So Jasper has Santa Claus beat when it comes to being close to work, less commuting. We have to commute, I would say in general, we're probably 20, 30 minutes any direction we're going, depending on where we're working. Jasper, most of the people probably are only commuting 5 minutes, 10 minutes at max, because they just have things a lot closer. So Jasper is a little better in regards to job opportunities and commuting, and Santa Claus that's really our weakness. So the differences when it comes to jobs and commuting and employment. Amenities. So this is another area that we're very different. Jasper has a lot more amenities, a lot more restaurants, a lot more shopping. If you want the Walmarts of the world, the TJ Maxx and the Kohl's, that's going to be in Jasper, Indiana. If you want to come to Santa Claus, I guess the same thing that we do have is we have one of everything in Santa Claus. So you have your dentist, you have your grocery store, you have your boutiques, you have your financial advisor. We have one of everything. If you go to Jasper, obviously you're going to have more options. Jasper has a lot more food. We don't have a lot of food options in Santa Claus. That is probably one of our weaknesses. Also, both locations have boutique shopping. We have a little less, but we do have some great boutique shopping as well as Jasper on their square. So in regards to amenities, there's going to be a lot more in Jasper, within your 5-10 minutes if you just want to jump out and go run somewhere. Compared to Santa Claus, we don't have any Walmarts. We don't have any of that kind of accessibility. We do have one of everything that's close by, so that makes it convenient. You don't have to mess with traffic, which is probably a plus for us, but we don't have a lot of selection. So if you want the Walmarts, the TJ, you have to travel to go see them. So the amenities, I'm not saying we don't have anything to offer, it's just a lot less. And if you want the bigger type of stores, you're gonna have to travel in Santa Claus. So Jasper probably beats us in regards to amount of amenities for sure. But both have things to offer depending on what you want. If you want to be in that small town with just a few things and not all the traffic, then Santa Claus is your area. If you want to be close to everything within 5-10 minutes, then probably Jasper is your area. I hope you enjoyed our video of Santa Claus versus Jasper. Both great towns, in my opinion. You can't really go wrong. It's really, what do you like? Because they do have their differences, and they do have their similarities. So it really just depends on what kind of environment you're looking for. Both great communities in regards to family living, retirees, or whatever you may be looking for. You can't really go wrong. It's just really what's your personal preference. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or have comments that you need answers to, just comment below. I'd be happy to help you. You can reach out to me by text, email, phone at 812-686-3268. I got your back when you're moving to the Southern Indiana area, and I hope to see you soon. And until next time, I'll see you then.